So, all right, so our next piece is called AO. Salutations, greetings, hello, hi, hey, yo, AO. These terms, along with countless others, have been used to greet people throughout history. However, the term AO is different. Rooted from hip-hop and jazz cultures, AO was built in the Black language. It's used to tell when something is right, when something is wrong, when something is awesome, and when something is too sweet for words. Its use is seen with your closest people, your family, or people you know who know you best. It's personal. In short, AO is a personal embrace that can represent life. With this piece, composer Katahj Copley wanted to build the kind of embrace you would get from this one word while also honoring its beginnings, using hip-hop rhythms and colorful harmonies. By the end of the piece, we, the listeners, go from uncertainty to home, and with the uniqueness of the piece, we in turn celebrate not only a word like AO, but also celebrate life. And when I knew I wanted a good piece for this performance, and when I first listened to it, I was like, this is it. This is it. I don't care what grade it is. We're gonna learn it. We're gonna do it, and it's gonna make me cry. I don't know if it's gonna make me cry, but I just knew it. It was just one of those pieces. It's a grade 3.5. Is it a stretch for middle schoolers? Yes, probably. Could I do it any other year? Probably not. Are we gonna try it this year? Yes, we are. So here's AO. All right. Before we do our final piece, no one asked about this, but here's just some things that I've sort of learned over my career. Here's just some, I mean, you could take them or leave them, just some things. But one thing I do with all my beginners is we still do check-offs, pass-offs or playing tests every week. And I was talking with Rob and Lynn Lewis, our Granite Bay friends, neighbors, and I was just like, it's a pain to do sometimes, but you just have to do it, or else you won't actually get to hear what the kids sound like. I mean, I have the big classes, like 40 beginners and everything, but I still do that. I mean, I did that when I was growing up, and I still do that, and it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of downtime, and it could be chaotic, and the kids complain. The kids actually, when they're young, when they're beginners, they enjoy it. As they get older, not so much. So for all the beginners, we do that. And here's another controversial thing. I still require practice records. And yeah, I know people are like, oh, practice records, they just lie and all that stuff. But when a parent or a student comes to me and says, what can I do to get good? And the answer that we give them is what? To practice, right? So if they're trusting me with their kid or with their student or with being a kid in my class, then I am going to give them every tool to be successful. And I truly believe that they need to practice at home, and we all know that. We spent hours and hours practicing as kids, and maybe as adults, maybe not, I don't know. But that's just, that there's no other excuse for that. There's no other excuse, there's no other way to get good unless you actually have them practice. And some of them don't practice, I know. And some of them may lie on their practice records, some don't turn them in and stuff, and they can still get a good grade, but it also requires the parents to give them time to actually put in their homework schedule, into their sports schedule, to have practice time, just because that's what's needed. I also attribute a lot of my success to my jazz program that we have going on. I just think that gives extra time with me, and we love the music, and I love teaching it. I think that has driven my program a lot. Musically, what I do is I sing a lot, and I'm not a vocalist, but I love singing with the kids, and we do that right from the start. Yeah. And I also push honor bands and doing festivals, and I know that you could have a lot of excuses of why you wouldn't want to do festivals, because it's a lot of work and everything, but you have to, just like the kids, you have to grow yourself. And when I first started going to festivals, I was getting 3s, from the first time, and I didn't know what was good or not until I started getting the directors, or the judges' feedback, and I didn't like hearing that at all. I was like, my kids are good, they're fine, you don't know what they sound like, and I wanted to argue and throw my hands up in the air, and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh man, yeah, like, we didn't sound so good. We didn't sound as good as I thought we did. And so you have to get your kids out there, and you have to have other people listen to them, and get some feedback and take that feedback, even if your ego, try not to let your ego get in the way. And I know that's hard, my ego still gets in the way. And just don't make the excuse of, I'm not ready. You just have to go and do it. So we do a couple jazz festivals, and we do our Golden Empire Music Festival that we have locally, and we'll try to get out and do some other things too. But, and we bring in guests sometime to come in, whether it's Patrick at the high school or whoever, to come listen to us and give us feedback. So, yeah. Honor bands are also great. I'm a big fan of having them go through the process of auditioning and learning the music, and that's probably the closest that we're gonna get to private lessons, is when I could work one-on-one with some of the top students. So I highly recommend that. All right, our final piece is called Smiley Rag. It's by another Japanese composer, Mr. Goto, who I actually met at a conference once. But it's just a little ragtime piece, also from Bravo Music. I'd like to thank my wonderful student teacher, Marilyn Brooks. Where is she? Oh, there she is right there. Yay, Marilyn. She needs a job for next year, so if anyone knows one, she's great. She does a great job. And of course, my husband, Mr. Joel Lee. I don't know if he's around here, but he comes and helps me every day and is just a wonderful partner. And of course, my colleague, Mr. Neff, who I had mentioned before. So here's Smiley Rag. Thank you so much for being here today. So. And this piece features Andre Romero on xylophone.
Congratulations, students. It is wonderful. Thank you for being here. You should be very, very proud of your performance today. We are so grateful, and guess what? You even got to miss a little bit of school. So that's a good thing. And thank you, parents, family, and friends, and music directors that are out there, and of course our administration who support this fantastic program. Now, please give another warm thank you for the presentation of the Chilton Symphonic Band and their director, Stephanie Sabat.